I know it's been a minute. It's been about a month. And there's a reason for the wait. It's not late. I just need to have some time to have some things to update. So I'm gonna walk on over into the guest chair. So yeah, I broke my ankle about maybe was it? How do I sit here and do this? I'm gonna talk to you guys over here. So as you may know, I broke my ankle pretty good, and I've been recovering pretty good. I am now walking. I have a little bit of limp. I walked over 2 miles yesterday on Sunday at the Long Beach Antique Flea Market. Here's a little clip of my little limp. And I'm not fast. My mobility is not great, but I'm figuring it out, you know. And they kind of gave me a timeline of maybe kind of wear this big clunky boot and kind of 25% weight for a week, and then 50% weight week 2, and then maybe 75% of my weight on that boot, less lending, like relying upon that crutch week 3 and week 4, maybe 100%. They want to see me back week 6 without any assistance walking. And after a few days after that appointment, they told me that I've been walking. I keep a crutch with me, but I'm good, you know? And one thing I like to really like say thank you and give credit to is Scott Boyer of Yellow Beak Press. He hurt himself a while back. We've been friends for a long time. He made my my business card design that you see in the background over there. I'll show you that real quick, actually. Right there, that thing. Yeah. Let me turn that on, because we're on air. But yeah, he sent me this like it's called like an air cast. It's like this boot that you put on your ankle, and then you have this cooler you put ice water in, and it pumps cold water and circulates it through the ankle. And that's been a lifesaver because I've been working much more than I should have, and I have not been elevating my foot as much as I should be. And that thing is like a game changer for me. So thank you so much, Scott. He makes amazing stuff. Go to his site, Yellow Beak Press, and you'll be impressed, you know, from like amazing historical photos made new to tattoo flashbooks to, you know, anything you want. Scott kind of makes it. He's the man. And, you know, that's been really helpful in a time like this because I don't have insurance. I was able to get emergency Medi-Cal for my surgery, but other than that, I've racked up about $8,000 of medical bills. I'm not running a GoFundMe. I'm not asking anything. I just want a tattoo. So, you know, if you ever want to get tattooed, I'm still selling the same thing I've been for the last 14 years and hopefully for the rest of my years. So there you go. If you want to support me, just get a tattoo. If you're a tattooer and you're not local, come guest spot. And if that doesn't happen, buy some needles. And if you want some inspiration, buy a book. And if you want to wear something that I make, buy a shirt. I got a bunch of stuff. You know, go to my website, yada, yada, yada. Nothing new. Nothing to see here. Same shit that's been going on year after year. I'm just grateful to be able to work. I'm grateful to be able to walk. I'm grateful to be able to drive. And man, I've been driven, you know, like yesterday was really productive. After the antique market, I drove us there. We ate food, and I mowed the lawn, which I haven't been able to do in about 8 weeks. These mundane chores, like mowing the lawn, are something you really take for granted, and I'm really grateful to be able to do. So just being able to like walk is a big deal, you know? This last couple of months has felt like a really long time for me, but I know it's been fast, and for everyone else it's like that. But when you're in it, I've had some highs and I've had some lows, so the most pain I've ever experienced by far. To kind of give you like a catch up, maybe I'll kind of throw in some pictures here overlaying as I'm talking what I'm talking about, just to update you on how it went. That last video, when I went to the hospital, they did x-rays and they reset my ankle. They didn't do a very good job of resetting my ankle. They said the bone snapped, but it was pretty much aligned. So they gave me morphine and they held my foot up by my big toe. And then they just put a splint on. They said, there you go. That should align everything back. You should be good. And I went out there on crutches. And the next day I went and I paid out of pocket to speak to an orthopedic about surgery. And he wouldn't give me a cash number, didn't really want to help me, but he did give me a suggestion to go to county hospital that I should be able to get covered. And that they're a trauma and hospital that deals with injuries and stuff like this. So I paid him a couple $100 for that advice. And then the next day, I went down there. My mom took me down there and they took me right in. I got approved right away and they took amazing care of me. That day, they reset my ankle again. And wow, the morphine was great the first day. They gave me a lidocaine shot to the ankle and someone held on my knee, someone held on my calf, and someone started just cranking on my ankle, pulling it, twisting it, pausing, taking x-rays. Nope, we got to go again. And I was screaming and it was insane. It felt like torture. It was wild. And then blood work and all that stuff. I'm afraid of getting shots and IV, but whatever. I get out of there, I leave in a splint. They told me that my bone was a little misaligned, that the splint that they had put on me, my foot was not like a true 45. It was kind of like pointing at like an angle downward. That's why they had to do that, because it wasn't like set that first day and the swelling had became immense. So I had to go through that. And then they scheduled me for 2 weeks later to get surgery. So I was pretty bummed. I always want to get put back together and I want to go back to work. And they kind of told me, well, this next 2 weeks, you're going to be in a splint, not mobile. Your leg's going to be up. When we put you in a cast, you're going to be, after surgery, you're going to be a splint as well, actually. And you're going to be the same immobile, legs still up. So if you can work after surgery, you can work before surgery, given those circumstances. So a few days later, I'm back at work tattooing. I'm trying to do less, spread my appointments out more, maybe do an appointment, take off, do a full day, maybe take a day off, trying to find a balance. But the reality situation is I got expenses and I don't want to sit around. So I'm figuring it out. I'm getting that leg up and I'm getting to work. And all the while, Raymond's giving me rides. Yessie's giving me rides. Gravy Lord's giving me rides. All my friends are rising to the occasion. Had to take a couple Ubers. But other than that, like, everyone's been taking great care of me. I'm very grateful. And a lot of this has kind of led to more gratitude than depression or whatever. I've been more grateful for all the help I've been given. And that's why I'm not asking nothing. I'm just grateful to be here. So 2 weeks goes by. I go in for surgery. And I'm terrified. I'm really, really scared, man. I've never broken anything prior to this. I did the morphine at the hospital day one, which just made me heavy, and sleepy and, but I never experienced drugs. I'm going under like anesthesia. And as you know, tattooed motherfuckers die under this. Not a joke. Not making light of it. Anesthesia. Scary, right? So in that, I get wheeled off and they have to like nerve block my leg. And I'm speaking to all the orthopedics and nurses and I'm like, can you just nerve block it while I'm out? And then they said yes. And the other person said, no, we want to see you kind of jolt so we know that we hit the nerve, so we know it's blocked. And then we'll be able to give you less drugs while you're asleep during surgery because that whole thing will be shut off. But I'm pretty scared of nerve blocking and nerve damage and something not coming back. And it's a scary thing. So they kind of like, they have to do it. They're poking around in my knee and boom, feel a jolt. And then, okay, we hit it. And they had to go on the other side and they boom, oh, feel a jolt. Boom, there it is. And then that's the last thing I remember. They didn't tell me or count down like the movies 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 1. I was out and I was up. And they wheeled me back over to the area where I had to get back dressed again. And they were sending me on my way. And I was like, well, can I speak to a doctor? How did it go? They're like, oh, yeah. Just get in this wheelchair. And they wheel me out, and Raymond's driving me home. And they prescribed me Norcos and ibuprofen, I think. And yeah, the ibuprofen for like inflammation and swelling, and the Norcos for the pain. And that prior 2 weeks, I was prescribed Norcos and ibuprofen and Tylenol, and I opted out. I just took the ibuprofen and Tylenol, and I kind of took less than I was supposed to, being a bit competitive, not wanting to abuse anything, and not really wanting to use anything really, just kind of like want to tough it out. They explained to me, and I heard this before, that after surgery, it's a different thing, and you don't want to tough it out. That if you let the pain ramp up, then you're chasing it. And I didn't take it that seriously. I thought breaking it and resetting it twice was enough. So when we get out of surgery, you have to wait about 6 hours between your dosing. And me and Yessie were taking that as law. We weren't even going to take one at 5 hours. We're trying to like stick to the book, if not less. So in that, I by like, I don't know, 5 o'clock, I took like half of a Norco, I think, around noon. Around 5 o'clock, I'm crying. I'm screaming. It feels like I'm being attacked. And I took like a Tylenol and ibuprofen and like half of it, and I waited, and then I took the Norco, and then that first night was just fucking terrible. It was way more painful than anything I've ever experienced. And so after that, I set alarms on my phone at like 4 a.m. I woke up, boom, at the next 6 hour mark, whatever that, I think it was around then. I took those Norcos on the fucking dot. And after about 4 days, I'm back at work. And so for the next 2 weeks, I start after a week, I start taking less. And after 2 weeks, they had me go in to remove my my splint, which is like a kind of a soft cast, and remove the sutures and put me in a real cast. When I went in, I still had a lot of swelling, and they knew I wasn't putting my ankle up as much as I should have, and it showed. Seeing my leg for the first time a month after being injured was crazy. I almost passed out. They took out sutures just on one side, and they put me back in a splint for an additional week. Came back the next week, took the splint off again, removed the sutures on the other side, did an x-ray, things looked fine, and they put me in a cast. That cast I wore for 3 weeks. I grew comfortable in the cast. It felt safe in the cast. I was happy to get to that next step, but each step has had its kind of like challenges, It's like different chapters, I guess you could say. It's not like a complete linear heal. But after 3 weeks, got the cast removed. That would be, I believe, a week ago today. Maybe over a week. I'm fucking bad with numbers. But I go in. I did better when they took the cast off that time. And they told me my bone is healed, and I got to start putting weight on that bone because I need to grow back that density. My bone is healed. I need to put weight on it so it comes back strong, and I need to build up the muscles. And again, I've been kind of pushing it. Like I said, I don't know if I've been doing bad or good, but I'm afraid I'd rather do a little too much than a little not enough because I don't want it to come back. So I've been kind of walking, and I've been doing chores, and that is where I'm at right now. So, yeah, I'm not taking my health for granted. I'm trying to get the health insurance thing figured out, and I've been taking a bunch of vitamins every day and weird hippie oils and drinking smoothies and just really being just taking care of my body, not taking it for granted. This is a big wake up call. Never been hurt. Stupid way to get hurt. I have my excuses. I'm like, the ramp was grippy. I did not put the polyurethane coat on it, so my foot didn't slide. And I think that's relevant, given the circumstances. But I just, I want to take better care of myself. That doesn't mean I'm quitting skateboarding. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be active. But one day at a time, I'm way ahead schedule, and I'm healing way better, I think, than I should be. Unfortunately, I can't afford to see an ortho, or go talk to a physician, or afford physical therapy to really know for certain. So friends like Scott, giving me tips, let me borrow that Aircast cryo boot thing, and me stretching my ankle. Even right now, I'm putting weight on it, I'm stretching it, trying to get my Achilles to stretch a little bit more. I've been figuring it out, so I'm not old yet.
Understanding travel dates.
April 11th and 12th, you can find me in Tucson, Arizona. I'm going to be with my buddy Christian at his 7-year anniversary of Alley Cat Tattoo. So I'll be guesting. So if you want to get in there, just WayneFredrickson.com, book your appointment. I may not be able to get you in. I already have like 2 appointments prior to telling anybody. So I have one more where you can come in for a walk up on the 12th and we can bang out something quick. And if you want some more, make the trek down to Unite and Wayne and Orco Tattoo and I can help you.